Well, I know you've been on the floor coaching this team, but now this one counts. So I don't know if how what's this like for you? Do you have nerves or just eagerness? What is it?
I'm not nervous. I'm not eagerness, but I'm just like I'm enthusiastic about getting things underway. Obviously we had some unfortunate news about Andre Applewhite, but to me, like as far as like if I'm a kid, if I'm a coach, and getting a chance to play college basketball, nothing's going to dampen my enthusiasm about like getting this team prepared to go play basketball. So I'm excited.
What's Tyson Cunningham having to do now and put some extra work in, I'm sure, knowing now he's going to be much more involved in the rotation this year?
Well, I think our preparation throughout this whole summer and the fall here is with intentions that Tyson Cunningham would play. I think if you're on a basketball team, you should always have intentions of playing. So we've never not prepared for Tyson, to not play. So I don't think there's any difference as far as like the preparation from our standpoint with the coaching staff. Maybe from Tyson's perspective, now with him seeing like Dre go down with a knee injury, it's like right there in front of him that he is going to have to play for us. But from our preparation, we've always, went in thinking that Tyson was going to play for us.
What does he bring to the table? Only time we've seen him is garbage time.
Yeah. Well, I think from Tyson's standpoint, like he's probably our best communicator on the floor right now. He's a mature kid, and he's not afraid to voice his opinion. And so, like, I think he does a tremendous job as far as like verbalizing what he wants out on the court. So, I think he's our best talker right now, and so that's huge. It seems like a small thing, but communication is key for us, especially defensively. And I think the other thing, as far as like being where he's supposed to be defensively, and that's a huge part of it, like jumping to the ball, seeking a weak side help and things like that. He's done a tremendous job for us on that part. So I think he brings like a person that's going to be out there and ready to communicate, a person that's going to bring some enthusiasm, a person that's going to be in the right places at the right times.
What have you seen from Troy so far? Have you studied them much?
Yeah, obviously been breaking down film. We've only got one thing to go on this year, and we've obviously watched about 5 to 6 games from them last season. Their coach has been there a long time, and he's been doing things a certain way for a long time, so we don't expect much of a change as far as like what they do. The most important thing for us is like they do so much dribble drive, so we got to make sure we keep penetration from getting into the paint, because if they get into the paint on penetration, that just opens up a can of worms. As far as like us having to chase down defensive rebounds, coming to help, helping uphill, lots of the problems. So our big thing right now that we're concerned about is like their penetration, whether it be off a dribble drive or off a ball screen, to keep them out of the lane.
With all the personnel losses, Jalen said some of the guys sometimes they get down. When bad things happen. You have to play psychologist a good bit with this young group.
I think anytime you're a coach, you always play psychologist because you're dealing with so many different personalities and attitudes. So I don't think that's anything new from that standpoint. But I just want to get our guys ready for the flavor of competition. Like to me, no matter what ends up happening with your basketball team, whether it be good or bad, are you prepared to go out and compete? On a game-to-game basis. And we try to make sure we manufacture that in our practices to make sure that we're competing in our practices. So like to me, I want to make sure that our guys are prepared to go and compete and have a flavor for competition. Whether we have 8 scholarship guys, 10 scholarship guys, 13 scholarship guys, it doesn't matter to me. There's far worse things going on in the world, than guys having to go out and play college basketball in front of like, a whole bunch of fans. So, I want to make sure our guys are always looking at the positive part of this, and I'm excited about it, and I hope they're excited about it too.
Have you had a chance to go back and look at your own game film from again William Carey? Anything kind of catch your eye, good or bad, that you didn't see the other night?
Oh yeah, I watch film. I probably watched it 2 times that same day and night. So the thing we want to make sure that we're doing is like I don't think that we were in the right spots defensively. I think it's all. I'll tell our guys, if you have to run to help, then you were already wrong. You got to jump to the ball and already be there prepared, in help position. So, I think we did a bad job of already being there in help position. So, we worked on that extensively. And I think the other thing is just like our shot selection. I think we had poor shot selection. I want our guys to attack and transition and try to get some easy buckets. But if you look at you know, the points in the paint, you know, and fast break points. And we had 2 fast break points, and I think William Carey had 36 points in the paint. We had 24 points in the paint. So, you know, if we're taking quick shots and we're getting in the lane and getting fast break points, I'm all for it. But, you know, the statistics show that we weren't doing those things, so we probably had a little bit of a bad shot selection. I think we only averaged about, like, I think every time we took a shot was like there was 26 seconds or 25 seconds on the shot clock on average for the game. Unless you're getting fast break points, that's just way too short to have possessed the basketball. And then from our standpoint defensively, like William Carey only held the ball for like 24 seconds, you know, per shot. So that means we're not doing a very good job of taking away shot opportunities from William Carey. So, you know, as you can tell, I learned a lot from watching the film.